Six and stick. Seis and Noway-s. Hey. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Purple Husky Man, and welcome to my new series, Six and Stick, or Seis and Noway-s. I announced this a while back, and I'm not one to break my promises, so here is my review of the first two episodes of MLP FiM. So we have a narration. That's how this episode starts out. Where basically, there are two princesses. One that rules the day, one that rules the night. The one that rules the night gets mad because all the ponies sleep at night. Maybe turns a little bit evil. But then, the princess of the day, uses elements of harmony, I believe, against her. Sorry, this has been a couple of days since I watched this, so I may not get every detail right. If I don't, by all means, please correct me in the comments. And so this is revealed to be read in a book by, Princess Twilight Sparkle. Yeah, that's the name. And she, basically, she has a sense that Nightmare Moon, the Princess of the Night, is coming back. And so she writes to Princess Celestia, and her pet dragon Spike burps up a scroll, and the scroll talks about that Princess Celestia is grateful that Twilight wrote to her, but she wants Twilight to go out to Ponyville and make some real friends. And so thus our setup is there. So basically it's just Twilight going, and there's different ponies that want to be her friend, but she doesn't want to be friend with any of those ponies. We have sort of a interesting romance with a pony, Rarity and Spike, and Pinkie Pie. That was a very weird introduction. I was not expecting that. We literally just see Pinkie Pie for 2 seconds. This is her introduction. We see her for 2 seconds. She goes, and she walks away. Applejack, it's kind of an interesting introduction. Basically this all revolves around setting up for the Summer Sun Festival. That's some festival they have where they watch the sun, I guess. And that's basically how she meets all these people that want to become her friends. But Twilight's not focused on making friends. She's focused on trying to figure out this whole thing about Nightmare Moon out. And then at the end of the episode, Nightmare Moon comes out, of course. And so I was actually I liked it. I mean, it's not like super ooh la la great or anything, but I've definitely seen worse in my life. I was actually looking forward to watching the next episode, seeing how they played this whole thing out. So yeah, a bit predictable. I mean, I obviously knew that Nightmare Moon was going to show up, but I liked it. Episode 2 is where things definitely get a lot more sloppy. Things felt really rushed. I don't know, it just felt the whole thing of trying to win, trying to get all the elements of harmony, and then they find the sixth element. I mean, it was still entertaining, don't get me wrong. I was still very entertained by it. But the whole thing, it just sort of felt all cluttered together. Saying again. It was alright. I guess I wasn't excited about I wasn't as entertained by this as I was in the first episode, just because I think the first episode was paced better. This one just felt rushed, like they just sort of skipped a huge chunk. Really, the only person the two elements who I was really convinced by, were Rainbow Dashes, because she was bold and she decided to stay with her friends, and Fluttershy's because she was kind to the animals. But all the others, I don't know, maybe we'll build on. I mean, I guess I can kind of understand Pinkie Pie's laughter, but generosity and honesty, I don't know. I guess I'm still gonna have to wait and see to be totally convinced that those are the right elements for Applejack and Rarity. But I thought it was okay. Not, like I said, not as good as the first, but not awful. Definitely not awful. I think one thing that would have been cool is if they had this second part be an hour. I don't know, I just think that could take away a lot of the pacing issues, because this is a pretty big story to tell in just 22 minutes. I think maybe they could convince us a little bit more on the elements, maybe have a few more perils that they get into. I don't know, it just felt so rushed at the end of defeating Nightmare Moon. So yeah, I definitely think an hour would have been a better choice for this one. Well, originally this was actually supposed to be 6 different episodes, which each one we'd find out more about their element of harmony, and I think that really would have paid off. Just to fix this whole pacing problem, because yeah, it definitely kind of took me out of the episode. Well, we've spent so much time talking about how bad this episode was paced. Let's talk about a couple of good things. One is Pinky's song. It's very catchy, and it sounds very good. And another positive thing I can think of is probably the final fight at the end, the climax battle. That was pretty entertaining to watch. Stick around because it's time for the statistics. Well, that's all, and see ya for episode 3.
My little pony, my little pony. Ah, my little pony. I used to wonder what friendship could be. My little pony. Until you all shared its magic with me. Big adventure, tons of fun. A beautiful heart, faithful and strong. Sharing kindness, it's an easy feat, and magic makes it